It is needed. For whom the realization is needed? One who has arisen as a separate consciousness. One who has awakened as a separate consciousness. It is only his botheration. In deep sleep, it is absolute non-dual state. There is no trace left over as a separate entity at all. No one exists there. In deep sleep, no cosmos. Cosmos is a projection of individual ego. Everything springs forth from the waking state. The very waking state center is springing forth from deep sleep. All the dualities with the one who has arisen as a separate entity, the world also arises. Otherwise, where is the world? Where is the individual? The true state is the deep sleep state. So all the practices to realize oneself, happens only in the waking state. Only in the waking state. One is spiritual, one is an atheist. Everything is nothing but an arisal of conditionings. Conditionings of a separate ego or mind. Ego, mind, consciousness are all the same synonymous words. They are all meaning the same. They mean the same. Here, Bhagavan explains so beautifully. Kandavan Yavan, who was the seer? Even for the seer to arise and see as if something apart from it, who actually was he? That means, even before the arisal of the seer, he was before it. Bhagavan was before it and looked at it very intently. Very intensely the observation was, he looked at the place, he was not observing that which is actually going on in front of the observation, that was presented in front of the observation, in front of the observer. He probed in a regressive way, and who actually is the seer? He was always chasing the seer. Who is he? Who was he? Who sees what? Who hears what? Who speaks? That is the entity which wakes up from deep sleep. What else can be? But is it the ego? That's why even before an arisal of the observer, even before the arisal of the observer, his observation was so dispassionate, so impersonal, only seeing. It was the eyes of the wisdom. With the wisdom eye, he was looking at that place where everything originates. You cannot say it's a center at all. A centerless observation, a meditatorless meditation was going on when this anubhuti means the direct transmission, direct seeing, the direct perceiving that was happening at that moment, at that point where things originate. See, that's the greatness of this Atma Jnana. There is nothing else outside at all. There is nothing exists outside as world and things. Only the Atman is. Only that is. And that is the only intelligence. Then what are all these? These are all the projections of a conditioned mind or conditioned consciousness which is rising in every waking state with multiple dualities, innumerable dualities. And the first duality is everyone assumes their bodies as themselves. When I say I am going, I mean I have attached myself to the body. When I say I know that, the moment this identification is shifted from the body level to the psychological level, that I know such and such matter. I am going, I am coming, I have a son, I am wealthy, are all external bindings, external conditionings. Similarly, internal conditionings. The values, all values. See, we are not going to do Bhagavan's way crystal clear. The way of Bhagavan is crystal clear. The road, the track which he has laid is direct and immediate and instantaneous. Either one understands this immediately, instantaneously, or misses it. That's all. So these are all the assumptions, not simply dualities. Everything comes into play the moment there's a fake center which is enjoying ownership over that body as I am so and so, I am so and so, I have this, these are all mine. All these innumerable bindings, innumerable conditionings to the subtlest psychological level, from the subtlest psychological level to the whole world. See how many emperors have lived here and they are all gone. A fortress-like fort they would have constructed, making it inaccessible for the enemy to invade them. How many emperors? Where are all they? Dead and gone. Dead and gone. Those who defeated them are also gone. Bhagavan here reveals the truth directly. We are interested in the truth only and how it is applied in this moment in one. How one applies it in this moment. What one understands listening to this truth of Bhagavan at this moment. It is not the truth of Bhagavan. Bhagavan reveals through Bhagavan. It has come out, and the path which Bhagavan laid is very direct and immediate, no confusions. He is not probing things on an installment. He takes control of the waking state entities in toto. He questions the very authenticity of a separate existence. Who is the seer? Who is the actor? Who is the doer? Who is the non-doer? Anyone and everyone of the waking state throughout the humanity. All the human beings. He questions that. It's not direct. What else can be direct than this? Who is the actor in me? When a role is being played, who actually acts? Who plays the role in me? Who plays that role? Who is the actor? Who is the doer? When a deed is carried on, when an activity is carried on, who is actually doing it? Who is the doer? Who is the listener? Who thinks? Who wants? Who doesn't want? Who gives up? Who runs away? Who is attached? Not on the things that he is attached with. The importance is not given on the things to which he is attached. Who got attached? Who is attached here? What that entity is? What that psychological aspect is? This self or Atman, as in Sanskrit, Atma Jnana. That means what? The self is I, not this I who speaks. The complete paraphernalia, the complete group of the waking state in each and every one of us. From where does it arise? That is what is the verse here clearly probes into. We are also traveling along with Bhagavan through the verse. How Bhagavan brings out the truth. It is not his truth or my truth or anyone's truth. The truth about this, see, even truth or untruth, truth or false, they are not words. There can be only one. That's why this waking state alone, because everything is the conception of the waking state alone. Bhagavan here, next line we will get into it. Kandavan evanena karuthinul nada, Kandavan intrida nindrathu kandeen. Nindrathu kandeen. Kandavan intrida nindrathu kandeen. Kandavan intrida means there was no seer at all. There was no observer. There was no onlooker. There was no actor in one. Nowhere in this cosmos there is no separate psychology as such involves itself in any of the activities. There is no center at all, separate centers at all in any location, in any of the human beings. That means what he says, throughout the waking state, whoever lives is a pseudo center. It is a fake center. It has assumed everything. It got control over the human body and identifying with its activities as its own activities, as if he is the controller of it. He is the thinker, he is the doer, he is the seer, he is the listener. He is the one who seriously practicing spiritual things and what not. Does it exist at all? That is what the answer also he gives. Kandavan evanena karuthinul nada, Kandavan intrida. See, the fact he says, Kandavan intrida means there was no seer. That means there was, in any of the activity of anyone here, there is no center at all. They are made to act. They are conditioned to behave. They are overtaken. They are controlled by that conditioned waking consciousness. Every day everyone wakes up and they are all acting. They are all nothing but reactions. Not at all originally anything is happening here at all. That is why everything here, right from the sun's existence, sun as a star, that's existence, that exists. Everything is predetermined. The fall of a leaf, the winking of the eye, anything and everything. From the subatomic level onwards, from the forces, energy level onwards, to the grossest cosmos. Everything is nothing but a conditioned, already predetermined reactions. There is no original action at all anywhere. That means in all the human beings, anywhere in the past, and those who are going to be here, everything is nothing but a reaction. There are no roles originally on its own exist. It's a tremendous insight that comes out of Bhagavan's revelation. He shouts at the world. He declares to the world, search within you, probe within you, inquire within you, ascertain whether there exists any separate role, a doer, a thinker, one who plans, one who rejects, one who wants, one who doesn't want. And in the very next sentence he says, Nindrathu kandeen, kandavan indrida, nindrathu kandeen. Nindrathu means everything came to a grinding halt. It's not that they have come to stop, things have come to a stop when he was probing, inquiring within himself. He reveals the truth, the nature of thing, the nature of all things is, they are all nothing but reflections. There only stillness prevails. There exists only stillness, which is not the opposite of moment. Which is not the opposite of moment. Non-movement is not the opposite of moment. Stillness, non-movement is the original state of that. When does movement take place in one? What is our true state in deep sleep? Where we all disappear in deep sleep, where do we go? Where do we disappear? Residueless. Nothing remains. No name, no form, no man, no woman. Nothing. That which has become everything in the waking state, that which has become everything and rules the world as a king and as a poor man, as an animal and a planet, sun, cosmos and all these things. What are all these happenings which are going on as a waking state in one? They are all nothing but already fixed stills coming into play in one's mind, in one's consciousness repeatedly, demanding from that one, that person, when are you going to wake up? Are you a center which is simply revolving around thoughts and conditionings of the past and projections out of the past as something new, as a future, approaching, walking towards the future, trying to attain, trying to become something? Are all these things only? Are you? Is it not the question that is being loudly asked by that everyday waking state in every one of us? For that the answer Bhagavan gives here through this verse, that everything came to a grinding halt. Everything is nothing but stillness. Only stillness. Only stillness. movement of anything, movement of matter creates sound. Isn't it true? Any movement makes noise. Thought is also a movement of words, sounds. Sounds move and it makes the person to move. If I am hurt, if I am scolded, if someone scolds me and I am hurt, that actually the remembrance of that hurt, the words that are used to scold me, the sentences that go in my mind, and when they move, I am pained, I am hurt. I undergo sorrow. They are all true. So what are all these thoughts? Bhagavan says there are no roles behind these thoughts. There are no doers. From the smallest activity to the grossest things that are happening in this cosmos, everything is happening in one stillness. That stillness is easiness. Also it is intelligence embodiment. It has not stopped because of seeing. What he says in this verse, what Bhagavan has said in this verse, Kandavan intrida, there are no seers, thinkers, doers, non-doers, one who wants, rejects. Nothing of any sort. Any identification with the body gives arisal to a separate doer. We are not waking up as a pure spirit. How are we waking up from deep sleep? Our everyday waking up, arisal from deep sleep, how does it happen? Through identifications with various activities only, one wakes up. They come in him. They arise in him. First they arise in him, and in those commitments, and they are nothing but already conditioned registrations, they arise in the mind of the person who is fast asleep. After the body is fully rejuvenated, when the ripened activities come into play as his involvements in his mind, and those thoughts, those identifications with as doers, as one who is responsible to perform a particular activity on the day, and so many roles that are all they are all waking up in him. Who wakes up? Roles wake up. Roles make the body to get up. Roles make the body to be wakeful. He wakes up. He reacts. He starts his reactions. What else is going on as waking state here? The most sublime activity in our waking state is also a conditioned reaction. See, I am born in a particular family, conditioned society, and the society feeds me with its conditioned thoughts, and I am reacting to it. What else will be my consciousness? What else will be my mind apart from this? So every moment, every waking state, the whole waking state of everyone here is nothing but a conditioned reaction. Moment to moment roles are all conditioned roles. Bhagavan here has given out that bombshell truth that there exists no roles. There are no roles existing in anyone here. There are no roles at all. There is no seer, there is no non-seer, there is no separate entity existing anywhere in this cosmos. Only that is. That is the greatness of Bhagavan. See, he has brought the truth to every one of us and revealed it saying, you are that, not this your waking state entity. That stillness, the silent stillness. See, the moment I say stillness, stillness is completely noiselessness also. That is why stillness is associated with silence here. That's what Bhagavan has said. Nindrida kandeen. Kandava nindrida kandeen. Nindrida kandeen. There was no sea.